Alright, today I'm going to be installing a bolt hood lock for my Jeep JK, and personally I think this is one of the first mods you should do to your Jeep, if not wheels and tires. This is an easy $50 mod. Even if your Jeep is already built up, this is really awesome to have. So this is what it comes with: the actual bolt locking mechanism itself, some replacement clips for the clips that go along the grill, and some rivets, and that's how that fastens it. They don't fasten with bolts or screws because if somebody can get to those bolts, they can unscrew it, and then your whole system is pretty much compromised. And it also comes with instructions, but you know, we don't need these. But there's one thing you will need, actually two things: a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and one of these riveters. You can get one of these from Harbor Freight for super cheap, like $10 or $15, and you can use this a lot. This is actually a really good tool to have. Should be a super straightforward install, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So to start the install, you want to go ahead and open up your Jeep hood. The next thing you want to do is pretty much bend the grill forward or take it off, whatever you prefer. And you have to start with these 6 push pins. So you need a flathead screwdriver for that. Pretty much how the clip works is there's a top portion and a bottom portion, and you want to separate the top portion from the bottom just like that. And once it's in this position, you can just pull it out. And also, I mean, if you're not careful, you can pull them apart, but it's no big deal because you can just push them back together. And yeah, so the kit actually comes with a replacement one of these, but I'm going to go ahead and use these because they work just fine, and just keep those new ones as extras. So now you just want to go around and find a good angle. Sometimes it helps if I have a stubby flathead screwdriver, but it'll work just fine either way. Also, be wary of your grill. Along the 4 up here, you won't scratch it because there's a rubber gasket type thing right here. But on the edges, you can scratch your paint if you're really conscious about that. Be wary of that. Alright, now once you get those all out, this thing just kind of flies forward at you. And you just kind of set it down. You can just leave it hang like this. Mine just fell out, but there are some these metal clips along the bottom and on the turn signals that you just have to pop out. I just kind of do a motion like this and just hit it out, and it works really easy. So now once this is down here, I have a problem, and actually the bolt lock goes through the mesh shield, so I'm going to need to cut this out or redesign it, and I just chose to redesign it. In another video, I'll probably be modding this, but for now, I'll just take it out. And it's actually really easy. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but all you gotta do is just pull it out. They're attached by these little anchor points to everything. Alright, next you see this wire loom go across this front support. I'm gonna get a pair of pliers, needle nose, and just kind of pry it like that. Of course, if you had like a trim tool, it would make it much easier, but I don't have one, and I refuse to go buy one. So I think I'll take this one out, and I'll just take this one out also. Let's see. Easy. Before we actually rivet this to the Jeep for permanently, you want to program this and make sure it actually works. If it doesn't work, then you have a hood lock that you can't unlock, and you screw yourself. So you want to take off this little warning label, set that to the side, and you want to set in your ignition key. Go straight in, make sure it's bottomed out, and you want to turn it all the way around, and it'll stop. And then once it is programmed, it works pretty good. Now your key is programmed to this, and now you can't actually reprogram this. So if you mess up, or if you use the wrong key, like to your other Jeep or something, then you are screwed and you have to buy another one. This little lever is actually loose on mine, and it has a locking washer as well as this 13mm nut, and so what I'm just going to do is just lock it, close it up, because if this nut falls out, then this piece falls out, and then the lock doesn't really serve its job. It's kind of hard to get a wrench in here. Let's see if I can maybe move it. Don't you hate when you can only turn it like just a little bit? Kind of Alright, that should be pretty tight. Alright, now it's time to put this on the Jeep. Basically how it fits in, you kind of slip it under this harness here, and just like that. You'll see the holes, 2 holes right here line up and 2 holes on the top line up, which is actually really cool about this kit is you don't have to drill or anything. It's factory holes. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the riveter and rivet this thing into place. I don't know which kind of riveter you have, but pretty much the basic principle is the same. They all work pretty much the same. You want to switch out the head right here for a head that fits onto your rivet. And let's see. That should work. And mine, they're just stored on the handle, which makes it really convenient. And I'll leave a link in the description below to the same one that I have. It's made by Pittsburgh, which is pretty much like the Harbor Freight brand. And you just kind of want to thread it, tighten it down with the wrench they provide you, or your own. And now you can put in your rivet like that, and then just crank away and it'll work. I want to start with these two, and these will put them in position for the holes at the top. And so we're going to start this first one right here, and pretty much all you do is just like that. There we go, that's one. So now we're just going to continue the process for the other 3. 1, 2, and 3. So now what you can do, go ahead and push back in the harness, and then you just want to put everything back where you found it. So you just go ahead, line up everything, give it some solid slaps, and that'll work. And then put back in these push pins. All you do is put them in the hole, and then push down the top. Alright, let's go ahead and try to open it. Walk up to my Jeep, open it up. So you can't even get your fingers in there. Even with my dainty woman fingers, I can't even get in there. What you need to do. Now you can unlock it, which is really cool. And I don't think you can pull the key out while it's engaged. So you pull it out, and once you close it, it automatically locks. So works pretty good. Also, if you try to reach around, you can't, because how it's designed, there's a bottom and there's 2 sides, so you can't really reach around here. So it's pretty secure now.